Grays started coming towards me. Because the Grays, the toddler Grays, would not start to eat anything unless it was laying down. That was food, okay? And so I let the guy out. I said, give me the keys. He gave me the keys, and I pounded on him. And he said, I thought you were going to let me out. I said, yeah. I said I was going to let you out. I'll let you out. I didn't say I wasn't going to throw you back in, so I threw him back in. And then I snapped the key off that was in the lock, and I got both sets of keys. I pick up I believe they were 40 millimeters, 2 handguns off the armed guards, and I ran as fast as I could to the control room, which is, like a half mile away. And when I got to the control room, I hit the master alarm. And, it's going off, and I'm yelling in the microphone, there's been a horrible accident on sublevel 5.1. Send everybody. Come on down. And about 20 scientists, it was 20 plus, actually. I think it was, 20 plus, came down, 2 armed guards, and a big muscly Gray. And they go, what happened? And I've got my back to them because I got the 2 handguns shoved in the back of my belt and pants. And I said, they got locked into the Chucky's playpen from hell. So they go over to the control board, and they get the camera, and they go, oh, my God, look at this. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. They can't stop here.
And so I said, why don't you send Monthly Gray over there down to get him? And one of the doctors hands the keys. And I said, walk, don't run, because this is an emergency. We don't want you screwing anything up. And I got the door open, and my foot holding the door open with my back to him, and he takes off running. Well, guys like Lieutenant Colonel S.D. and myself were trained at area shooting. So I'm holding 2 handguns at a 45-degree angle, looking straight down the middle where I can see the Gray and see the armed guards. And I told the armed guards, I said, drop your weapons while I'm pumping rounds into the Gray. And then the door shut. And I told the armed guards, I said, leave. I'm going to kill you. Then I took, and I said, leave your ammo, too. So then I took and I shot every one of the scientists in the knee. Left knee. And so they're all down. They all crowded into, it's a round building, but kind of a group around Control Center. And then I took the keys and I turned both locks simultaneously, and I gassed every floor. And I was having a nervous breakdown before I gassed floor sublevel 1.1. And I was coming apart. I've had numerous nervous breakdowns. After Bunker Hill, I had a nervous breakdown. And I went back to the scientists. I broke all their necks. I was so furious. I twisted their heads till they came off, and I was attempting to take all their arms and legs off. I was in siege mode. And to get me out, they sent in Lieutenant Colonel S.C. to talk me out.
Really?
And he did. Yes.
You called it? Wait a minute. You called Lieutenant Colonel S.C. from Area 51?
No, they brought him in.
They brought him in.
Because, he could talk me. See, whenever you get inside my head, you just open Pandora's box. If you don't handle me well, I'm going to kill
you're not kidding. There's a Pandora box in there. Go ahead. I
mean, you see, last October is when it was revealed to me that they were going to try to assassinate some of these people to jumpstart Area 51. They sent a couple Gambino retired Mafia hitmen to a Gambino Mafia bar that I went to, and through a series of circumstances, it was revealed to me, and I'll give God the credit. And so these people were warned, and I had to fight 12 death matches. Let's see, when it was. It was 12 death matches since then. And I had to fight a big one the week before all those Mafia guys were arrested. I had to fight 6 underground world champions in a row.
Really? And I guess you won, right?
I'm talking in. 5 of them I really didn't fight. I started to fight before they were ready. They didn't know it was going to start, and I attacked them. I only fought one of them.
Okay. Now
I cheated.
Okay, but now we're still not really out of Area 51. I've got you shot the scientists in the left knee. You've got.
I pulled their heads off. I made a pyramid with them.
Okay, now there you go. Wait a minute, I didn't hear that part. Okay, you ripped their heads off and you put them in a pyramid.
Yeah, they like pyramids, so I made a pyramid with their heads. And Lieutenant Colonel S.C. talked me out. I don't know what happened after that. They probably tried to kill me numerous times. When I met with Lieutenant Colonel SC at his house, they poisoned him and they were firing sniper rounds over his head the morning I left. And they let him know that they were going to kill him.
All right.
And I haven't been able to get a hold of him for several weeks. I know he got over the poison. I'm sure God protected him on that, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's my entire memory of Area 51.
Okay. Ugene, you realize you just told me you ripped the scientists' heads off and put them in a pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what that really sounds? What that sounds like?
Huh?
Can you imagine what that sounds like to civilians, the uninitiated?
Well, in the military, you know, I was having a nervous breakdown, so I broke their necks and I just kept twisting their heads till they came off.
Wow!
You keep twisting them with no neck bone, they will come off.
Is there an easier way twisting heads to the right or to the left? Which way is the easiest way to rip them off?
Doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
You can snap it either way.
Okay.
But you know,
so after you snap the scientists' heads off and put them in a pyramid, is that all? Is that all you did to the scientists? You did that, and then you? Well,
I twisted some of their arms off. And was attempting to twist their legs off. Mm-hmm. I could do it at the knee.
Were you able to?
That's what I was doing.
Okay. Were you able to rip their arms off at all?
Yeah, you twist them. You break them and you twist them enough, they'll come off. It takes a little while. It takes a little effort, but I was operating on an adrenaline overload. I mean, you can do it. Oh, yes, you can do it. But you know, this is at a mind control level. Would I do this normally? No. Somebody tried to harm me, would I break their neck? Yes. And I have done it numerous times when they get inside my head. If somebody doesn't handle themselves right, or they do something I don't like kill women and children. They lost control of me on that in '95. And the last mission I was on, go ahead. You have a question?
No question.
Last mission I was on, and a lot of the National Guard have even heard about it, the wee hours of the morning, the first Wednesday morning in January, I woke up on a C-130. In the last number of years that they used me, I know who I am when they get inside my head. And I want my settlement. I want to be paid. I want my ex-family to give this.
Okay.
And I woke up on the C-130 heavily drugged. But instead of being in a mind control state, I was myself.
Right.
And I'm thinking, this is going to be fun, but we're wearing uniforms that I didn't recognize. And I wanted to see, I said, where's my jacket? Because I wanted to see my rank so I knew who I was with.
Right.
And they said it's over on the wall, and it had some kind of insignia I've never seen before. Well, it turned out we were wearing Nicaraguan uniforms. Mm-hmm. And we were on the cocaine corridor, and we landed about 30 clicks from the cocaine storage depot.
Okay, now I'm trying to follow. I'm trying to follow you here. You last I've got there, you were able to rip some of their arms off. You were trying for the legs. How did you get out of Area 51? Did they escort you out?
Lieutenant Colonel SC talked me out. He brought in some beer, and I went out, and then I don't know what happened after that.
So he bribed the guards with beer?
No. He didn't bribe them. They brought beer to bribe me to come out so that I could end the siege mode.
Siege. Okay, so, you know, to describe ripping people's heads off sort of reminds me of Apocalypse Now, Colonel Kurtz, deep in the jungle. Would you consider that your reactions may be on the level of Colonel Kurtz?
Well, the guy that trained me at sniper training, the Walking Arsenal, he was much worse than Colonel Kurtz. Mm-hmm. I mean, him and his spotter, prior to me being with him, they would wipe out whole village Operation Phoenix themselves. Yeah. You know, Colonel Kurt, they did a good job of. Mm-hmm. They did a good job on Apocalypse Now as exposing the true horror of special ops combat, because it can be that horrific.
Okay. By the way, so you don't feel like you committed murder when you ripped the scientists' heads off? You felt like they deserved murders for what they were doing to the girls?
They were raping, molesting, and killing little girls.